Hey guys, in this video I will demonstrate how you can use pandas to automate the creation of Excel files, which you can then distribute via email to a list of contacts. To send out the emails, we are going to use the desktop application of Microsoft Outlook. So if you want to follow along, you also need to have Microsoft Outlook installed on your computer. Before coding out the solution, let me shortly demonstrate what we are going to create. In my Excel file, I have two worksheets. The data worksheet contains financial information for 5 different countries for the years 2020 and 2021. I intend now to separate the data for each country and only include the transaction for 2021, so that I will have 5 separate Excel files, one Excel file for each country. Afterwards, I would like to send out the reports via Outlook according to my email list. As an example, the Excel file for Japan should be sent to Tanaka-san. To do that, we will create the following Python file. Let me go ahead and execute this script. As a first step, the script will create a new attachments folder for us, which contains the 5 Excel files. Once done, each file will be attached to a new Outlook email according to our distribution list. Okay, and without further ado, let us get started. To explain the code, I have created the following Jupyter notebook, which I will also upload to my GitHub page. You will find the link to that GitHub repo in the description box. First things first, I'm going to install the required dependencies. To separate the Excel files, I'm going to use pandas. Under the hood, pandas is using the OpenPy library to interact with Excel files. And therefore, ensure that you have both libraries installed. You can install them by typing pip install pandas and OpenPyXL in your command prompt or terminal. To interact with Outlook, I will use the 𝗙𝗏𝗏𝗡 module, which you can install by running pip install 𝗙𝗏𝗏𝗡. Once we have gotten that out of the way, we can start separating the Excel files. As the first step, I will declare the path to the Excel file stored in the current working directory of this Jupyter notebook. Additionally, I will define the path to the output folder, where we are going to save the Excel files. If this folder does not exist, I will create it using the make directory function from pathlib. After executing the cell, we will see our new attachment folder. Once done, I will load the data worksheet into a pandas data frame and print out the head. Then I will store all country names in a list by using the pandas unique function. If I print out the list, we will see the 5 countries. As a second step, I will iterate over that list and filter the data frame. But before doing that, let me give you an example on how to filter the data for one country. Let's say we only want to return the financial data for Japan. We can do this by using the query method. So data.query followed by the column name and the filter value. This data frame now contains only the data for Japan. Now that we know how to query the data frame, I will iterate over all country names, so our unique value list. Inside the loop, I will also use the query method as seen before, yet we are referring to a variable this time, so I'm using the @ symbol here. Additionally, I would only like to return the data for 2021. Once we have filtered the data frame, I will construct the output path before exporting it to an Excel file. I will also set the workbook and worksheet name to the respective country name. So as an example, in the first iteration, Python will replace the unique value with Canada. I'm also using a variable for the column name, because by doing this we are more flexible. Perhaps in the future I want to filter the dataset based on the segment. In that case, I only need to change the column name variable up here. After filtering the dataset, I will construct the output path. So this line of code will return the following path. I will then use this path in the 2 Excel functions from pandas. Additionally, I will set the sheet name to Canada. As we do not need the index, I have set it to false. After running the cell, we will find our 5 Excel files in the attachment folder. To validate if everything was working correctly, I will open up one file. As we can see, this dataset only contains the data for Japan, and also if we check the years column, you can see that only 2021 is included. Now that we have our Excel files, we can create and send out the Outlook emails. As you remember, Python should send out the emails according to our distribution list. So let me load that email distribution list into a pandas data frame. Then I'm going to initialize the Outlook application using the 𝗙𝗏𝗏𝗡 module. Afterwards, I will iterate over the rows of the email list. For each row, I'm going to create a new Outlook email. Within that email, I'm going to set the receiver address to the email column. By the way, if you want to send the email to multiple recipients, you can use a semicolon. I will do the same for the CC field. For the subject, I will use an F string to concatenate financial report with the country name. For the body, you could keep it simple by using mail.body followed by your message. However, I'm going to use an HTML body. In that case, I can use HTML formatting elements to style the content of the email. For example, I will set the first line to in bold text and insert a couple of line breaks. Next, I'm going to construct the attachment path before adding the attachment to our email. Last but not least, I'm going to display the email. If you want, you could also directly send out the email using mail.send. Okay, and that's all there is to it. After running this cell, we can see that Python has created our 5 emails with the different attachments. Before wrapping up this video, please note that this was a simplified example. In real life, the dataset you are dealing with might look messier. Additionally, by default, pandas, or more precise, OpenPyXL, will not remember or save the formatting of your source Excel file. So in your source file, you might have a bold header with a blue background color and white font. If you use pandas and export the data frame, the Excel file will look like this. Nonetheless, I hope you learned something new today, and this video gave you some inspiration on how to automate some of the tedious office tasks. If you have any questions or want to see more Excel automation examples using Python, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching and see you next time.